recommendation 1 in a report and a review about gun laws that is meant to regulate and legislate the legal activity of shooting and hunting in Australia, which is still a legitimate activity. The very first recommendation they have put in a report about gun laws is we need to spend money doing an education campaign telling the community that firearms are a threat in family violence situations and coercive control. How offensive. And this is what the cops had to say when it came up as part of the hearings. I'll play this for you.
Commissioner, we spoke with the Centre for Women's Safety and Wellbeing about, obviously the homicides related to family and domestic violence using firearms. They're the ones we hear about. They make the front page for a few days. How else are firearms used in family and domestic violence?
And this is probably our greatest concern and a lot of the input that we did have into the 2024 Firearms Act, particularly post the tragedy in Floreat. And that was, we know that firearms are used in a coercive and control situation. And I haven't made that up myself. That has clearly come from industry groups and representatives and those with lived experience in family violence who give me very clear advice about what is happening inside of homes, and people particularly that have gone through that themselves. And Dr. Alison Evans has certainly been someone who's provided me directly clear advice on this. What we have been able to include in the 2024 Firearms Act is about that assessment of the fit and proper person. My concern post the Floreat tragedy is that a police officer was able to make a risk assessment that in fact turned out to be wrong because of the way of the wording of the 1973 Act. If you now read...
This is a lie. I just have to call this out straight away. Was not because of the wording of the 1973 Act. The police had the power to take that firearm off of that man before he went and killed some of his family members, and they did not do that. That is a lie. And this is testifying under oath at a parliamentary hearing. This particular quote is included in the report from memory, and this is what they are using to justify recommendation 1, that on the TV, the tellies across WA, you get to see videos, advertising campaign, another propaganda campaign presenting men who own firearms as a threat to women.